Daily Dingus, a very brand new edition of Daily Dingus with lots of special announcements here. Well, I want to say lots, just 2 big special announcements that I have to share here shortly. Joined by Castro here. Great to have you back on the Dingus Den as we talk about stuff. But you know what? Let's get right into this Daily Dingus news and comic stuff. All right. We are live. Welcome in, everybody in the chat. Right now, my chat thing's broken. I can see if I can get that working here in a moment. But great to see everybody in here. We have Matthew. We have Patrick, a.k.a. Gannon, comic book fan. Yeah, look at everybody come in. Thank you all so very much for being here. Let me see if I can get this working. Activate. Does this work? Does this work? No. See, I try to link it up and it pulls up something else. All right. Yeah, I don't know why the chat thing's broken, but I promise I see you all. I usually, like I said, I usually have a thing to make the chat pop up, and for whatever reason it's broken right now. I don't know. I know there's been some issues with it lately, so I need to get that sorted out. So, but yeah, me and Castro, we got some important things to share, or at least I do for the Dingus Den before we get into everything. And I'll also be sharing it again at the end. But yeah, lots of stuff to go over. You know, I haven't. You know, what sucks is last time I did one of these is with Steve over from Rebel Rock Radio, and we did it for covering the New York Comic Con news. I think it was a Wednesday night we did it, like in October, and it was a fantastic stream. I'm not gonna lie, it's the best stream I've done here on Dingus Den. And what sucks about that is right after that stream, everything went kaput with my laptop I was using at the time. And since then, I mean, I got a nice PC set up now, for about the last month, but I've just never found the right time to completely bring back the show like I've wanted to. And part of the reason is, and we'll get into it here in a moment, is because of a couple special announcements that I have to share about some future content that I'm working on for Dingus Den. Because even though I haven't been super active with, I've been doing a lot of like prep work and gathering ideas and stuff for what to do, and trying to figure out how to be a little bit more consistent with bringing stuff here on Dingus Den. And so it's something I'm actively working on trying to do. And so, you know, some sort of consistency I'd like to get here. You know, like I'd like to do more Twitch streams. I'm actually going to be trying to doing on Sundays, although that might change because of something that's about to announce here in a moment. And I'm trying to think. I want to get into a sort of a flow of bringing out the comic clubs. I just released one Monday where I had Salacious Rum guest. If you don't know who Salacious Rum is, he's a fantastic little monkey lizard. You know, you know who? Did you watch that by any chance, Castro?
I got to catch a little clip of it. Yeah, it's like the guy. Yeah.
Yeah. The little. Yeah,
just you describing it though, right? With no context, it's just a little monkey lizard, guys. Nothing out of the ordinary.
It's right, exactly. Oh, that's funny, but yeah. Welcome in, CEO Star Wars Non-Toxic Alliance, aka Taco Cat. Welcome in,
Taco Cat.
Right, exactly. The puppet Andrew. Welcome in. Great to see everybody here. And so, you know what? Let's get right into sharing the special news that I wanted to share about what's going to be new and coming from the Dingus Den. As I'm trying to figure out why I can't.
You are seeing stream. I'm on really quick. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
I'm on my phone and I can't see chat at all. I got the notification for the YouTube, so I was going to go to it, but it I don't know what to do to all this that we have going on. So I pulled it up right here behind us, just in case you pull anything up. I can see it here, and I can look at chat.
Okay, hold on.
every now and then.
Let me switch out what you're saying here, and I'm gonna show everybody else first. First here. All right. So first off, what I want to show here, I realized I didn't actually properly have this completely ready here. This thing. Hold on. Let me do this. Terrible reveal thing here. Hold on. Let me get this adjusted here. I just realized I didn't have this set up at the beginning here. One moment, folks. I have something very important to share. After I get this sorted here of where the hell is it? Okay, there it is. What we have here. Aha, there you go. Now you all can see it. Look at that. And then let me share this so Castro can see it. What you get to see.
Looking studly too, Gannon. Thank you.
There we go. All right. First off, turn out the Comic Den. All right. This is going to be a brand new show out on Sundays that I'm going to be doing a live show, a new live show on Sundays. This is the for the premiere episode where I'm going to be joined by Steve from Rebel Rock Radio. We're going to be talking about just some of our favorite stuff as we begin. This is actually going to be like the beginning of like a weekly podcast series, and I'm going to be doing here on the Dingus Den, like your traditional sort of weekly sort of podcast. Something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and we got a whole format figured out for it, and we've both been wanting to do something for a while that just focuses more on comics than anything else. Maybe every now and then delve into some comic adjacent stuff. But yeah, very first thing we have is we have the Comic Den, as it's being called, that we're going to be getting into.
I love that artwork, man. You absolutely slayed.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah, so that's the first thing. So be sure to catch us on Sundays, starting next Sunday. So a week from today on the what is that? 26th? Yeah, 26 looks right to me. So that's the first thing. Next thing I want to show is something me and Chris have also been working on, and that's this right here. Is this
Shell Talk?
Shell Talk is our own something me and Chris have been wanting to do about talking about some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics, and so we're going to be delving in through all the comics, and so this is just a little logo I made for it, and you know what? We've already figured out what our first one is going to be as well, because we've been wanting to get into this. And what's the better place to start than talking about TMNT comics than the biggest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic to have come out in recent years, and not just recent years, but arguably the biggest comic to have come out in recent years, and that's The Last Ronin.
Let's go.
So and keep an eye out for that. Probably be out in a couple weeks, if not even that long, because we're planning on recording this next week. So, and this is going to be I think it's going to be bi-weekly. Expect these bi-weekly as we just go through the rich library of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because there's a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. They've been around since the 80s, and lots of eras with them and everything. And so we got a lot to talk about. Chris is a huge Turtles fan. I've really enjoyed what I've read from the comics, and so there we have it. We're beginning with Last Ronin, and you know what? If anybody does want to end up joining us sometime for Turtle Talk as well, or Shell Talk here, let us know. So there we have it. There we have it. Yeah. Awesome stuff there that I've been working on. I just want to showcase that's coming out. Very, very excited for this to be going on, and always looking into how to do more, just things as we continue on, So, but anyway, what's everyone saying? All right, the greatest collab since Meat Met Bread, SF and Bob. Since you didn't say it earlier. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, so you said that. New show? Yeah, not just one new show, but 2 new shows, yes. New Turtle stuff is awesome so far, Comic says. You know what? We may have to have you on whenever we're talking about the new stuff. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to get into that, but yeah. At the Dingus Den Direct 2025. That's hilarious. Got opinions on that, but about direct stuff goes. But you know what? Let's just get right into all the news. There's a bunch of stuff to talk about. And first thing first I want to talk about, though, is anybody in the comic world may have heard about the stuff that's going on with Diamond. Diamond comic, the comic distribution company, about it just filed for bankruptcy. And this is just kind of thing I'm just want to get out of the way with first, because it's big news in the comic world, as it's, a lot of people are kind of uncertain about how this is going to affect the future of the industry. I'll be honest, I'm not completely sure how much I think it's going to affect it. If anybody in the chat has any information or any sort of opinions, please do share. But from my research, right, exactly. Patrick's saying it's big news for distribution. Absolutely. And so what I find, though, is that they were like the top dogs of distribution, but nowadays, though, not really, because now Marvel doesn't do anything with them. DC doesn't do anything with them, as they've both jumped ship to Lunar. And we also have, I feel like the biggest people, Image, I think, was doing stuff with them, but now Image just announced something new. So they're not necessarily doing stuff with them anymore. I don't remember if it's them doing their own distribution or if they're going to somebody else now. But point is, though, is Diamond has filed for bankruptcy, as we've kind of seen them spiraling down in the past. And now we'll see what happens with them. I know the Distillery publication. If you don't know who Distillery is they've been doing some awesome books, actually. I have one right beside me here that I could show. They've been doing some awesome big books like this. And so, nice, thicker sort of books. I don't have like a normal size book to compare it to, but like, even though these are bigger, this is still, it's not as, it's a bit bigger. And you've seen DC do stuff like that as well. Like here's an example of one of the DC ones that they've done that's bigger. So, but besides the point, point is it looks like Diamond may be entering its final days here, so we'll see what happens. Patrick says Diamond's biggest problem is that they stopped posting sales figures years ago. It's been really shady. Rumor spread sales were so low when they were trying to save face. I mean, that's the thing, though, is they're now not working with the two top dogs anymore, and so if they're only relying on the smaller companies, there's only so much they can do, is how I feel like. And so, like, I feel like, since Marvel and DC are safe, I think still doing their stuff with Lunar and like all the other distribution going on, I don't think it's as big of a deal as some people are making it out to be. It's just Diamond is like the first big name, and then stuff happened within the last 3-4 years to make them jump ship or whatever. And I'm not sure of the absolute circumstances of that, but what's your take on the situation, Castro?
First of all, I just want to say, like, I definitely think it's unfortunate to see any company, especially involving comics, right? Because it's what we all know and love, going downhill. That sucks. As you know, I was unaware of the situation until you brought it up to me the other day. Did some research, though, and I found out that Diamond potentially has mistreated a lot of smaller comic shops and things like that. So that's also unfortunate to find out about them. I had no idea about this. I've never looked into the distribution companies. Pretty cool to learn about, but like I said, it sucks to see them going down. But if DC and Marvel and the some of the bigger comic companies are good and in the clear doing their thing, I mean, I'm happy to hear that. I do worry about the business that the Diamond plans on doing with smaller companies and how it's going to affect getting the comics into shops, if it's going to slow down, you know what I mean, or stuff like that. So we'll just have to wait and see, essentially. But yeah, it sucks, but
yeah, I agree. And, that's the thing, is I think they're more just now distributing a bunch of indie stuff, which is great, because I think it's harder for certain indie people to get their comics out, especially even
100%.
from indie publishers to find comic shops to put them on, and they gave them a platform now, and that seems to be the main platform that they're in now. Like kind of how Distillery, I think, has gotten bigger in their own way, because they're like, not only are we going to give you great stories, we're going to give you great stories in these premium formats, as I just showed you, made by I don't know if they're all like big comic writers, but like there's some comic writers that I definitely know that write stuff for them that I have there in that box. Versus there's also some names I don't know, so it could be a good, point is it's a good way for indie to get around. And as Patrick said, Diamond was the top distributor for decades, right? So like they've been around for a long time, helping form the comic business as we know it now. Like it's a massive company, but times change, and if the big two leave you, you see, the moment, to me, it's like the moment the big two leave them, it's like, okay, that's, something's going on there.
It also sounds like an opportunity, though, for smaller distribution companies, to kind of step up. It's time for them to get their shine, and you know what I'm saying? That's good too. Opportunity for them to rise, make some more money, and take over the game. I feel, you know what I mean? So shout out to them. Shout out to the next big one, if you will.
Yeah. Times really quick,
so Marvel and DC, do they have their own?
So Marvel is with Lunar Distribution right now, and I don't remember if DC's with them as well or not. But point is, though, is they aren't necessarily. I think DC's Lunar as well. I could be wrong. If anybody knows, please let me know, as I don't remember right offhand. But I'm pretty sure, like Lunar, I think is the new big one. I'd say, because they carry them. I think. I could be wrong. So. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that first, just because, it was huge news that came out within the last week. And, even though it's unfortunate news, you still have to cover it,
100%.
And so, but you know what? Let's get onto the more exciting news, what new stuff we can expect. And before we do move on, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share it around. I'm trying to grow here. I'm actually at currently at 147 subscribers. You know what that means? 3 subscribers away from 150, which is fantastic. And
let's make it happen, chat.
Yeah, let's make it happen. 150, and then can look to that next goal mark of 200. Let's get there, especially as I'm going to start trying to do more stuff here, as I was showing off here, can't wait. But yeah, let's get right on into this news that we have going on. I know typically I either begin with Marvel or DC news first, but actually gonna do it a little bit differently this time. I'm gonna actually do the non-Marvel and DC news first. So let's get into it, or as they say, let's get dangerous. Darkwing Duck. Doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about right now. All right. So what we got first, I need to change this share screen back over to what we're doing there. All right. So first up, we got. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to be too hopeful talking about this thing. I don't even know. Have you read Radiant Black before?
Not a day in my life. So I'm also not going to be too helpful.
Well, what's good about this, though, is they're putting an effort into saying this is a good starting point for you to see. You're seeing a bold new era that they're highlighting up there. They also just put out this thing. I don't know if it's here. Oh, here it is. You can check this out, where it's called A Story So Far. And this story so far is, I think you can actually read this for free. Go online and you could find this for free. And it's like a little free thing that they have about, this is like the story so far. And it breaks down, and I don't remember how many pages it is. It's not that long, but it like breaks down. This is all the big stuff that has happened with Radiant Black so far. And they're trying to put in, this is where you can now start reading this, jump into this Radiant Black story, which I know is a big, Yeah, I know it's big as far as image and stuff. One of the bigger image universes that they've gotten out, as they are now into their own sort of universe called the Massive Verse. And I've actually read the first arc of Radiant Black and I really liked it. And the first volume of it, I just haven't gotten around to reading anymore. But I know there's like a lot of Radiant Black stuff. And yeah.
I love that they've dropped essentially this catch-up book. You know what I mean? This flashback, if you will. Just so if you've never read it, you can hop in, jump right back, you jump right into the story and follow
Yeah.
along. I think that's incredible. The artwork looks really dope. As I've said, I've never heard of Radiant Black, so but the artwork looks cool. There, it reminds me kind of Spider-Man, the three dudes up front, but you know they definitely got some Spidey vibes going on.
You know, I'm gonna like sound like, for anybody that doesn't know, I don't like Power Rangers, but the kind of vibe I get is kind of like Power Rangers, but good.
I can see that, yeah. But good is crazy, but good is wild. But we get past that. We're gonna move on. But
yeah. All right. But yeah, is there anything else that's like really important here? Yeah, they just teased the story so far. I can't. Yeah, we're in the same boat there. I don't know too much about them. Let's see. Here's the next
is
thing.
that from Radiant Black?
No, this is the next thing. This is G.I. Joe here. But good size, says Patrick. I'll convert you somehow. No, it's not going to happen. And so, here's something interesting: is G.I. Joe. There's a bunch of new G.I. Joe stuff coming out, and this is the announcement of new one shots and stuff that's coming. This is, I don't know specifically. I think this one's actually tied to the main G.I. Joe line. But then, as you can look here, it's now showing all these other different one shots that they're doing. So a Beachhead one shot, Jinx one shot. Not gonna lie, I'm not super familiar with these characters, as I haven't gone deep into reading G.I. Joe yet. Spirit one shot, Roadblock. There's Duke. I know who Duke is. Duke one shot. And so they're doing a bunch of these new G.I. Joe one shots that's spearheading off of the main G.I. Joe book, as it just also entered its big new era. Because that says it's issue 21. It's up to already. That feels fast. I didn't feel like it reset that long ago. But yeah, more G.I. Joe stuff. It's thriving. Have you ever looked into much of the G.I. Joe comics at all?
So just like you, my friend, I hope this isn't a repetitive thing throughout the episode, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be hilarious. No, I don't know a lot of G.I. Joe. I've had some of the figures. I know it was obviously the figures were the big deal back in the day, and even still today. That Jinx one shot looks dope though. Gives me Elektra vibes. Don't know who Jinx is.
Oh yeah,
looks cool. Amazing. Looks amazing. Yeah, look at that. Looks like, to me, looks like some Frank Miller work.
Oh yeah,
I know it's not, but that cover gives me such good Frank Miller vibes back when he did Daredevil and you'd see Elektra and stuff like that. So
oh yeah,
looks really dope. Not as familiar with G.I. Joe though. Never seen a single movie. I watched some of the cartoon. Maybe a year or so back. Yeah, I love it. I love that artwork, man. The color choices, the blue with the bright red, the black. I don't know if that's snow or what falling behind it, but it looks so dope.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I like it. Yeah, I hear G.I. Joe comics is where it's at though. Like I hear that's like if you were to consume any G.I. Joe material, that's what you should check out, as that is like where G.I. Joe's at. And so I'll have to give it a read. You know what's great though is they've actually been reprinting G.I. Joe comics and compendiums. So you know how there's like those Walking Dead compendiums and there's the Invincible compendiums. They just started putting out G.I. Joe compendiums. The first one came out like 2 or 3 months ago, and it includes like the first 50 issues for $65 list price.
Such a great deal. Such a great way to jump into for guys like us who've never read it. Like
right.
That's fire.
It's on my my wish list.
It's surprising they haven't done that sooner. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you why is because Image just got the publishing rights to G.I. Joe and Transformers. And that's all because of their Energon universe stuff that they started. You remember we actually did an episode of the Void Rivals, which is like what began that universe, but is like part of it and not part of it at the same time. It's kind of weird, but anyway, Image, they do a great job of putting out these compendiums. As I mentioned earlier, they've done Invincible compendiums and Walking Dead compendiums, both of which are huge. And they now, and since they've also done Spawn compendiums as well. Collecting like 50 issues of Spawn in one compendium, which is fantastic. And so G.I. Joe is now their newest one. And they're also doing it with Transformers too. Like collecting the original like 4-issue Transformers miniseries. And then it's like next main ongoing series, which goes on for a while. And if you actually get, I don't remember if it's in the first or second G.I. Joe compendium. I want to say the first. I could be wrong. Is when they have the G.I. Joe versus Transformers crossover. So it's all there, which is very cool to see. I love when companies put out a way for you to consume older media that's not as easy to find. You know what I mean? Like DC has been putting out, it's a newer thing that they started putting out late last year called World's Finest. Does that sound right? I think it's called World's Finest. And so that's like reprintings of like older comics that from them. They have the one that stood out to me was there's one with the first, I think it's 25 issues of Action Comics in it, where it's like, we're talking about the very first 25 issues of Action Comics they've recently reprinted and you can just go buy now. I can't think of the last time. I think since they started collecting, there's no good way for you to read those other than digitally.
I think you're right. I also love the fact that it's all gathered in one place, man. You don't got to grab it issue by issue or anything, especially for these older ones. It's hard to find these issues, but the fact that it's all in one place, you got your full story there until the next 50 issues or whatever. But I think that that's awesome, man. They're slaying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100% agree. I just love, you know, I'll read stuff digitally, but at the end of the day, if I can get something physically, that is how I prefer it, you know?
I agree. Even with the issue by issue case, like there's nothing like, you know, collecting issues, but with the big books you're talking about, man, it's just all right there, especially if you're late in the game.
Well, here's
what I
mean? Listen, the banger deal, $65, list price. All right. That's without any sort of sales that'll happen naturally. $65 for 50 issues. That's $1 some change, not even $2 per issue.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's less than $1.50 per issue.
You're the reason, man, I've jumped into even collecting graphic novels and these big books you're talking about, man. Like it's a no-brainer. You know what I mean?
They make some great collections out there, absolutely.
I agree.
All right. Yeah. 100%. All right. Well, you're talking about things that I hope we could speak on more. And this is something I could speak on a little bit more of. And that is something that I shared out actually last month, but quite big, relevant with some show stuff that's going on right now or about to happen because Invincible Season 3 is coming out next month. They just released their episode schedule for that today, where it's having a 3-episode premiere, I think. So that's awesome. But we're getting, though, Invincible Universe Battle Beast, where Robert Kirkman is back, as well as Ron Otley back to do the art of it. So they were like the team on Invincible for most of the run, which is awesome to see them back doing a Battle Beast miniseries. I'm trying to see if I remember if it says how many issues it is, but he disappeared between issues 19 and 55. Now I'll be honest, I haven't read up to 55, but I've read up to like 40-ish, I think. Whatever's in that first Invincible compendium, which I think is around 40, give or take a few. But I've read where Battle Beast is initially included. And if you've seen season 1 of Invincible, you would have also seen where Battle Beast is there as well. And then he kind of just disappears, right? And so here we get to actually see what kind of happens was he's what happened with him as he disappeared in this period of time, which will be interesting.
It's pretty dope. It's pretty awesome. Unfortunately, I've not yet read Invincible. Made it 3 episodes into the show. It's on my to watch list as well as to read list. Haven't been able to make it in yet, so I've not even got to see Battle Beast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's
Definitely looking
pretty
forward to jumping
cool.
into.
He's cool. He's a cool character. I don't feel like the show really went into him much of a character. Like he was kind of a big what do you want to say? Like a big grunt in a way, I'd say, maybe. But I mean, they might delve into him a bit later when, as it says, he talks about coming back in issue 55. And so like they set him up to be a really cool villain, but after he kind of like gets defeated that first time, he kind of like just goes away for a bit. So, but he probably has, depending on how he came back, a bit of a following, you know, with however he comes back. And like I said, I haven't gotten there yet though. But it's cool to see though, is this is actually, I'm trying to think of the last time we've actually had a new Invincible comic. It's been a long time. First new Invincible comic since the show came out. So that's something, because that shows that season 1 came out a while, like 2021.
Yeah.
So it's been a bit since they've done anything Invincible, and having the original creatives back of them, or not original, but the main creative is back, because Rod Otley wasn't the original comic artist on Invincible, somebody else for a bit, but then he took over and he was like the main Invincible artist since then. And so yeah, as they call him, contributing creator.
Have you read Invincible?
I've read the first compendium, which is 40-ish issues, I think. I don't remember exactly how many right offhand, but yeah. But yeah, that's cool.
I definitely need to hop into it.
It's worth reading. It's a great show. And comic. I've thought about trying to pick up Compendium 2 before Season 2 comes out, but that's or Season 3 comes out, as Season 3 is now getting into that new, and is actually now getting into material from the second Compendium. And so show's going into new territory for me, which we'll see. It'll probably make me want to buy the Compendium, and I'll get around to it. There's a lot to read, and I haven't got a lot that I need to read. So, all right, let's continue onwards, though. New printings of Ed Brubaker's A Criminal Will is coming out, which, oh, cool, new printings. As we were just talking about, always good to have them available. But I didn't know that there was a TV show adaptation of this coming out until recently.
So I didn't either. I think, you know, I'm a big Ed Brubaker fan. I've collected a few of these criminal books here, amongst other Ed Brubaker stuff. So the fact that there's a TV show coming off of any of his work is really awesome. Sean Phillips also does a whole lot of good stuff art-wise. So I'm definitely probably going to end up picking this up, man, just to continue that collection. Ed Brubaker is such a brilliant writer, man. Yeah, I had no idea a TV show is going down. That's going to be incredible.
Yeah, it's based off of the first 2 volumes, Volume 1, Coward, and Volume 2, Lawless. So it's awesome to see them put out. It originally came out in 2007. So that's pretty cool. It looks like they're also putting out new editions of all the other volumes while they're at it as well, about monthly, which is cool. I see they talk a little bit about the show here as well. I'm preparing for the wider world to discover Criminal as a TV series. I want 2025 to be a big celebration of Criminal. I couldn't think of a better way to start it than redesigning the entire series from the ground up with these amazing new covers. So this is a brand new cover that they're launching with. Our next step in the celebration is still a surprise, but expect it to be announced soon. Writing the Criminal TV show was a life-changing experience for saying Ed Brubaker. It has also made me appreciate the comics more than I ever had. At the same time, I can't wait for new audiences to discover this wide world of crime that Sean and I spent all these years building. So that's awesome to see, and very cool to see that at least Ed is. I love that we're in this era where, like the original writers or creators is hands-on involved with creating these shows and stuff. And I find that just
It's the best
awesome.
way to do it.
Yeah. I think that's what
I
makes
agree with you.
Invincible great that we were just talking about. Invincible, Robert Kirkman is very heavily hands-on with that show, and it's fantastic, I think. So it's awesome. Awesome that we're in this era of creatives working on their own work. So you said you collected a little bit of it. Do you think this is something that's worth the read, though?
100%, bro. Can't say everything because I haven't read anything, right? Or everything, but I will say a majority of the things I've read by Ed Brubaker have been absolutely phenomenal. So I would definitely jump into anything Ed Brubaker. That's how I feel about it. There's also another little hidden book a lot of people don't know about it by Ed Brubaker called Scene of a Crime. Literally my favorite one. If I'm to suggest Ed Brubaker, give it a read.
Oh,
Scene of a
okay.
Crime. A lot of people don't know about the comic.
Yeah.
You find it all together in a little, I guess it's a graphic novel that I own. Just give it a read. So good.
Sure.
So good. Might even be on readallcomics.com for free. You can just look it up. But that's my favorite place to go when the wife won't let me buy comics. So give it a read. Scene of a Crime, or but anything Ed Brubaker, man. I'm all over it. I think he did a run on Cap. I think he did a Batman run as well. So
Ed Brubaker did the big death of Captain America and Return and all that. Like he did some big Captain America stuff.
I will say though, my favorite work of him is detective-like stuff or criminal-like stuff. Not just utilizing the name criminal here, because but like in a world like that, he is a phenomenal crime writer. So
nice. That's awesome. Nice. Great to hear. Great to hear. Yeah, we'll see how this. I may have to check out one of these new printings, especially he's a big writer, and I don't know when the show's meant to come out, because I didn't even know that this show was a thing until I found this article. And by discussion of it, it's been in the process of being made for a while, as he was talking about just his amazing experience creating the show. So we'll see what happens. Very awesome to see. Welcome in, Kilo. What's up? I'm saying, Ganon reads never. All right. Let's continue on with what else we have here. As this is another new Image series announcement called "You'll Do Bad Things." I don't know much about this. Just like I said, it's a brand new Image series, and so Image allows certain creators to put out just their own stories. So you can see some of the preview art there, scrolling through there.
I love that artwork, man. The color choices are phenomenal. Yeah, it looks really interesting.
Yeah, you'll do bad things.
Those covers give me like 80s horror vibes as well.
I really like this one, the knife going out of the computer, dripping onto the keyboard there. That's fantastic.
This looks like horror movies me and comic book fan would be watching.
Yeah.
This is it.
See here. And you'll do bad things. It's been 10 years since the release of He Came in a Smile with the true crime that committed by the nursery rhyme killer, but in the decade since its release, the author Seth Holmes hasn't produced another title. He wants to write a story with a happy ending, but every time his fingers clack across the keyboard, it always ends in his character's death. Worse yet, the tales of bloody and barbarity that flow so freely from Seth's mind are starting to happen in real life. Interesting.
Brutal. I love it. I'm reading this. So
it comes out.
It looks phenomenal. It looks like it's right up my alley, man.
Comes out. I'm trying to find when. Oh, Wednesday, March 26th. There you go. Awesome.
Right.
Yeah. I do like the artwork. Yeah, that is cool. Very cool.
I do. And I just love all things horror and crime, man. This looks really good to me.
Yeah.
So I love the premise. Definitely excited and eager to give it a go.
Chris is lurking. Thank you for the lurk. And boo football. And and Kilo's asking if Ganon's around. Who knows where he is half the time. All right. Next up is is this image? Yeah, another image series called Assorted Crisis Events. But this time, this one's written by Dennis Camp. And they actually have a little teaser for it here, which is interesting. Very cryptic teaser here so far. Actually, I haven't watched this teaser yet. I don't know much about this one, although I saw something about this one ahead of time. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I like the art shown with it. Interesting having all the different eras of people.
Yeah, it looks wild, man.
Yeah. Let's see what it's about here. We can see a bunch of the covers here.
Pretty interesting.
Image puts out a lot of good books, I feel like. Here we can see some art of it here. This is interesting. Time is breaking down, it says there. So about a bunch of weird time distortions going on and stuff. Time is having a crisis.
Is that a dude's heart popping out of his chest?
It doesn't look like it popped out, but he's definitely going crazy or something. That's crazy. Mingling in a red light district, you can find actual caveman, medieval knights, and cyborg soldiers on lay from World War IV. So it's like time is all mangled up in this area here, which is it sounds interesting. Have a good unique time story of bringing them all together. I'd be down for that. Oh, it's a baby coming out. I see what you mean. What the hell?
Yeah, it looks brutal. I just got the scroll back over here because I got you pulled up on my TV.
Oh, gotcha.
It looks yeah.
That is crazy. It's crazy here.
Look at that, man.
Baby bursting out of the chest. We have all these time distortion stuff going on here. Yeah, you know, I don't personally like to try to look into a lot of these books too much ahead of time, but like I think it's important to know the general premise going into it, because sometimes I find that there's some books that's like an interesting premise that I knew about ahead of time. I was like, okay, that's just okay. But then other books, I know nothing about it. I go into it, and it's like next thing I know, holy crap, this is great, you know. And sometimes I think that's how these creator-owned books should just be. And I know Dennis Camp. I don't know specifically what he's written, but I know the name.
I've never heard the name actually.
Yeah, I wish. I can't say where I've heard the name. There's a lot of comic creators out there, you know. All right. Let's see here. Boom here is telling a prequel to the Mouse Guard, Dawn of the Black Axe, as it details his origin. Where I don't know anything about Mouse Guard, but I like the simple black and white imagery here. And I like stories featuring mice as the protagonist just because I like them. You know what? Despero is a great story. But all I know is this is a prequel covering the mouse's origins. Who made this? I don't remember who put this out. Oh, it's Boom. So that's interesting.
Nice.
And then here we go. Dark Horse announces a new Assassin's Creed Mirage miniseries called A Soar of Eagles. And there's been a bunch of Assassin's Creed comics before. This is just the newest that now ties into Mirage. Interesting that, like, hasn't Mirage been out for like 2 years now? Over 2 years now?
It has. And isn't it one that kind of flopped as well? So I'm a little interested about this. I don't know if I'm going to be sold on this one at all.
It's only 3 issues long. It just says years before the events of Assassin's Creed Mirage, young Fulad must return to his homeland to investigate political unrest that could point to the secret order of the ancient stronghold in order to discover what's behind the chaos and violence and duelists. Folad and Roshan will have to confront a more immediate danger. It really doesn't say too much here. It doesn't help that I don't know those characters at all. But
same.
It's Assassin's Creed, so big game series there, you know. I know Dark Horse
love the game.
Yeah, you haven't played Mirage yet.
No.
Yeah,
I haven't either. I just heard it wasn't the best one by any means. Like I said, I love the game series. I don't know how I feel about it in comics, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure about that either. That's a good question. Very good question. All right, so next up, I want to first talk about stuff that's actually kind of been out for a bit, but there's more news added on to it. So we're just going to kind of quickly go through this next bit. You know, one of the biggest days to celebrate comics is with New Comic Book Day. And it's been announced since pretty much close to the end of November. The main lineup for Free Comic Book Day, which is always the first Saturday in May. And so we'll go over what's already been shown for a bit, and some of these were revealed to go into greater detail, as well as a couple new ones. So let's get into what was already shown off for a little bit first. We'll just kind of quickly go through all these that are shown. A bunch of stuff like Archie. There's a Power Rangers and VR Troopers one. Young Jedi, Thundercats and Powerpuff Girls, Speed Racer, I Hate Fairyland. Here's your two main Marvel Comics one with Fantastic Four and X-Men, the other one being with Amazing Spider-Man and the Ultimate Universe. There's a Minecraft one, a Conan, Valiant Zombies Resurrection, special Boom 20th Anniversary, Gargoyles, I think this is a Critical Role comic. There's a new Godzilla New Heroes comic, which is a big one there. Monsters. We have one for the Phantom there. There's Marvel's Voices. There's Marvel's Star Wars Free Comic Book Day. I don't know what this blood type is. Looks kind of interesting. Flash Gordon for kids. That's interesting. Never seen Flash Gordon advertised to kids like that. Best of 2000. There's a kids Hulk one. Slow Monkey. Red 5 Comics Young Adult Adventures. That's interesting. Transformers Worst Spot Ever. Oh, here's one interesting one. It's a Diablo comic, as well as a Black Mirror one coming out there. Mega Man, Disney Stitch there. Street Fighter vs. Rival Schools. Def Leppard's Hysteria. That's interesting. And then Kakubachi / Boruto. Yeah, interesting. But anyway, these have all been announced of like, these are things coming. It's a great way to celebrate comics. I highly recommend going to your comic store that day. Yeah, that's the thing. Exactly, Patrick. Don't forget to support your local comic store when you and buy stuff from them there as well, because they have to pay for these free issues. These free issues don't come free, but even though it's free to the customers, right? But they use it as a day to celebrate comics and a day to try to bring in attention to their stores and show, like, this is the world of comics. It's a great day to invite people into the world of comics is the point of it. And maybe and for a lot of people, if you've never read a comic, go in, pick one or two out, find out that you really like what you read, giving you just a little taste of what the world of comics is about. You get a new customer there, and absolutely be sure to support them on these on Free Comic Book Day. And so
100%.
We've had all these titles revealed. Marvel just recently went more in depth about what to expect from the Fantastic Four / Giant Size X-Men one, which is it's just, well, not too much, other than it's just a unusual story involving the main writer, maybe artist as well, of Fantastic Four, as well as showing some new X-Men stuff. Plus, they also announced that there's something new going on with Chip Zdarsky that also in this issue that we won't know about. We don't know what it is.
Chip is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
His work on was phenomenal, as well as Daredevil.
Yeah. So. Then here we also have a new Spider-Man tie into the new Spider-Man comics here that's going on from Joe Kelly, which we'll get into. Actually, we have Spider-Man up on the docket, as well as the exclusive prologue to the Ultimate Summers Blockbuster. Oh my gosh, the Summers Blockbuster Ultimate event from Dennis Camp, which we were just talking about earlier with that one weird time series. That's may have been where I heard the name from. It's because he did stuff with Ultimate stuff. And so setting up what's going on, the next big thing in the Ultimate Universe, the Star Wars stuff, says, so Luke Skywalker's finding himself in a wretched hive of scum and villainy, facing off against pirates. Jedi Knights Qui-Gon and Tinsu Run are on the hunt for him, the villainous Corliss Wrath, which would tie into the new Jedi Knights series coming out. And the mysterious Vaney, and was his connection to Darth Vader, Kylo Ren. So that's the new tying into the new Legacy of Darth Vader series that's coming out. We don't care about these, and we get like little bits of glimpses at these as well. So here's a look at the Fantastic Four one. Here's a look at some of the Giant Size X-Men story, Ultimate Universe story involving the Maker there. Here's a look at the Amazing Spider-Man art in it. Ironheart, the Star Wars one there. So very cool. Getting a little tease of all this stuff there. Palpatine looks weird here, not gonna lie, but also kind of like it because it reminds me of what Palpatine looks like before the special editions came out. So, let's see here. Patrick saying some of those issues are collectible too. Some of them can be. Now, I don't know. Some of them can be. It depends of what they are, and you don't know until a bit farther on down the line of like after people kind of stopped looking for them, or it's interesting. And plus, you can read all these free issues. All these issues as well are free digitally as well on all the places. So if you can't find one in person you want, you can check it out there. And welcome in, Rolando. Welcome in. Hope you are doing well. Glad to see you here. And so,
Darth Vader is great.
Yeah, can't go wrong with Darth Vader, So yeah, just a little tease of what's to come from Marvel. But the big news, actually, of we knew Marvel stuff was coming, and yeah, we have general ideas of what's coming from Marvel now, but we don't know exactly what is. We didn't know about anything from DC though, because DC participates, but DC wasn't on that big list. I don't know if that stood out to you when I was going on through that list, that there's nothing from DC, even though there's stuff from Marvel. And that's because I don't know why they weren't on the initial list, but they did just reveal what they're doing here. And they're actually doing a special flip book for, if you don't know what a flip book is, it's like it's one book on one side and then you flip it over and it's another story on the other side that's like halfway through. And so they're doing half of it for DC All In, which is going to actually tie into the new Superman Unlimited ongoing series, which is, I'm very excited to talk about that. I think that's the next thing that we have up here to talk about. As well as they're going to be talking about setting up more stuff with more of the absolute stories on the other side of it as well. So we'll witness the big. I'm trying to see what it says. So it says for the Superman Unlimited, we witnessed the prelude to the biggest Superman comic book adventure of the year, which we're getting into Superman here in a moment, as there is a bunch of Superman stuff. Rightfully so, because you may have heard that there's a little Superman movie coming out over the summer. And so it's like the special zero issue, as it shows this big ominous threat coming from the heavens. So, teasing the threat of what this new Superman Unlimited series is going to be about. As well as on the other side, we're seeing stuff with the Absolute Universe that's going to begin as we see that there's these dark forces going around, gathering in the shadows, and mysterious figure watching all these new characters. So even though they've made it apparent that the Absolute Universe isn't going to cross over for a while because they're wanting time for all the characters to build up on their own, we are getting a slow tease of what it is eventually building up to. So even though the heroes aren't crossing over yet, it's starting to place those building blocks just a little bit, which I think is exciting because What I've caught up all the way with Absolute stuff, and I am absolutely loving it. I know you've been talking about a bit of it on the Comic Cons.
We definitely have, man. As far as right now, man, it's been brilliant. I really love the unique takes compared to what we're used to with Batman, with Superman, and Wonder Woman. I love what they've done with the characters. I love their storylines.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see what it leads up to. I
Yeah.
actually didn't know that the crossover was even going to happen. I thought that it was only a 5-issue series for each. So to know that there's more coming, you told me a while back, Flash is potentially coming, and
He is
things like that. So
late March, I think.
yeah, I'm definitely eager to see more. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a crossover sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty hyped for it.
Yeah, and so that's the main thing for DC. And like I'll tell you this already, this is my number one of this is the one I need. I'm gonna stand out there in line early so I can get me a physical copy of this. Because when you have these big ones like this coming out, you know, they go quick. Some of them can go quick. So and then there's the skitty ones, Superman's Good Guy Gang.
I love
Obviously.
that.
You can tell this is obviously based around like James Gunn's Superman as well, because you have like all the main heroes from that movie showcased, you know, Guy Gardner and Hot Girl there. Kingaloo tests and tournaments. I don't know what this is, but a Wonder Woman graphic novel involving kangaroos. I'm just gonna say the damn Aussies did something with Wonder Woman and a bunch of weird kangaroos here. I don't know what the hell this is. I know, you know, this is funny.
No, no, SF. No, you know that is not one I'll be reading by any means.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one. We could just say the Aussies messed up something else yet again, you know? Right?
Superman and the Good Guy Gang, though, beautiful title. Beautiful title.
Yeah, I do remember seeing something announced about that a bit before as well, which is interesting. Just getting all this other stuff ready next as we get into our DC news section. As DC has some stuff to talk about.
Let's go.
Let's go. You all right? DC, let's go. Patrick says he's going to try to and go stand in line this year. Good,
man.
As you should. So, but yeah, here we go. Superman Unlimited. This is the big news for me. Out of all the news that we're talking about today and stuff, this is the big thing for me. Of like, holy crap, this is what I'm most excited for out of everything to talk about today. Is Superman Unlimited. This is big news because this is written by Dan Slott. Even if you're not a big comic reader, you might know the name just because he's a huge writer, but not for DC, but for Marvel. I was trying to remember exactly when, but he's had an exclusive contract to write for Marvel for almost 20 years now. Now, this exclusivity contract, just for a little bit of background, doesn't mean you can only write for Marvel. The main reasons that DC and Marvel does these contracts is so the big writers can't write for the other company. So Dan Slott has worked with DC before for a couple stories, but not much. Obviously, he's earned his name with Marvel with all the Spider-Man run mainly. He's done a bit of Fantastic Four. Spider-Man is the big thing. He wrote Spider-Man for a long time, and is the inspiration of. He's the person that wrote the original Spider-Verse. We have Into the Spider-Verse and what's that other one called? The Across the Spider-Verse. Because of him, he created the idea of the Spider-Verse. And so, yeah. So like, point is, he's a huge comic writer, but mainly with Marvel. And so I don't remember if any of his past stories that he did like 20 years ago included anything with Superman, but he did a couple things with DC before. And here, as part of DC's All-In initiative, and also to kind of kickstart, I think, as well, this whole summer of Superman that we're about to get into as well, where, you know, we're obviously having the Superman movie come out. And alongside it, DC is going to do a bunch of Superman comics that they're special series coming out over the summer. And this is one of them. I'm not sure if this is, I think they call it ongoing. This is a new ongoing Superman series. And the big thing for me is that's written by Dan Slott, who did a great job on Spider-Man from what I hear. I've enjoyed what I've read of his. I haven't read a lot of it. But just to see him take on a big new character of Superman, I think is very exciting. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen with it. We did get a little bit of a tease as far as what this is going to be about, as we see massive extinction level kryptonite asteroid showers Superman's greatest weakness. And so like we're having these big kryptonite asteroids coming at Earth here. And so that creates this big arms race. The most valuable resource on the planet is now Green K. So there's more kryptonite than ever in the DC universe now.
Wow.
Which is going to be interesting to see. You know, everybody here knows how kryptonite affects Superman. So like, but it's going to be interesting. It won't just provide Superman's nemesis with near unlimited kryptonite. Daily Planet gets an upgrade. Yeah, the universe is like just changed with this new concept of, or this idea of kryptonite is now everywhere, essentially. Or not everywhere, but very easily obtainable, which is going to be cool. Trying to read here to see if there's anything else that's mainly important to put onto this. Is a tale of unlimited supervillains that are supercharged by kryptonite. Comes out May 21st. And as we talked about at the first beginning of May, we will have that special DC All-In that sets up this story as well on May 3rd. And DC's Summer Superman kickstarting, showing new books from Superboy, Supergirl, Crypto, and more. And the event will highlight DC's deep roster of Superman-related characters. So stay tuned, as Superman Unlimited is the big one to kick off all this new Superman stuff. So what do you think about this new Superman story, though?
I think it sounds incredible. I'm really ready to, see how all that kryptonite on Earth affects Superman and those around him.
Yeah.
Like Superman. Now, quick question: do we know if this unlimited title is exclusive to Superman and more super people, or will we get like a Batman Unlimited, Wonder Woman Unlimited, or anything like that? Will they be attached to
I don't know how they're going to use this unlimited title, as this was literally just announced like 2 or 3 days ago. But
I could see it being a Superman title, but I'd also love to see what Batman Unlimited or anything like that.
You know, I could see them using this unlimited title as part of all the Superman related stuff, this DC Summer Superman stuff, that because here's actually a nice breakdown of it. So far, this is what we know of what's going to be coming this summer. We have the ongoing Superman story, of course. Of course, we have the ongoing Action Comics. We have the Absolute Superman that's going to be ongoing. And then we have this new Superman Unlimited, which is ongoing. We have Adventures of Superman, the Book of L, which is a maxi series, which I don't remember exactly what that one is. But then as the end of that article also teased, we're also getting a new Supergirl, a new Superboy, and a new Crypto book. Those would likely, maybe not the Supergirl one, but most of those are probably limited series, and I could see them all using the tagline of unlimited at the end to maybe it could all tie into this new other era of Superman going on. But I don't know. I could see them using the unlimited title, but we'll see what happens.
Definitely. No, I'm excited for the book, though. I think it's gonna be really interesting. This jumpstart of all this Summer of Superman.
Yeah. So just a nice little tease of all the stuff here going on. Lots of Superman to look forward to, and I like it as well. I don't read much Action Comics because Action Comics is weekly, and I feel like that's too much to keep up with if you're buying a what is that, $4 or $5 book every month, or not every month, every week. But it's cool to see, though, like the variety of Superman that we'll get here. You have your new Elseworlds take, not literal Elseworlds, but like a great Elseworlds ish new take on Superman with Absolute Superman. You have your main Superman, and two different kinds of stories that you're getting with Action Comics or the main Superman, and we're kind of now getting a third option here with Superman Unlimited. So like, maybe you don't like what they're doing in the main Superman stuff, but maybe you're like more of what they're doing in Superman Unlimited, as they're going to be doing two completely different kinds of Superman stories while still showcasing the character of Superman. So I'll say personally, this new Superman stuff, as far as the mainline stuff goes, is great. I think that's the main cover they're showing at the top left for the next issue. And what they're doing in that book is really cool right now. Do you remember, I think it was 2 years ago? No, not 2 years ago. Like a year and a few months ago, we did the Doomsday special.
I do.
They're now doing stuff with Doomsday now, and it is not going in the direction that you would expect at all.
I might have to give it a look. Last Superman I think I was even involved with was when the whole Lazarus Pit stuff was going down. So it's been a while since I've read them. So I'll have to jump in.
As I say, I mean, you could jump in at the issue 1 because they have 21 out right now, or you could jump in at, I think it's 18 when this Doomsday specific stuff starts, and that's part of the beginning of their all-in stuff where any of those new books that came out in that month was built as a jumping on point. And so it's the beginning of the Doomsday arc where you could get by with also just jumping in there.
Right on.
So if you're just wanting specifically Doomsday stuff. Before then, you see like some new cool stuff with Lex Luthor, and then there's a big Brainiac event as well called the House of Brainiac that led into Absolute Power. I've really enjoyed the new Superman stuff. I've been very happy to be reading that Superman stuff. Highly recommend. Last Superman bit of news I have, though, is actually something that just dropped today. And it's not even official. It's a scoop that supposedly another thing that they're going to be doing as part of the summer Superman is they're going to release Superman the World. And rumored to come out, it says here, June 24th. And they already did actually two versions of these. They did a Batman the World and the Joker the World. Do you know what these are, Castro?
I do not. I have not heard of these, man.
These are like anthology series. So it's like a collection of short stories. So the Batman one was 184 pages, and each story is written by a different so let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 creators, 14 different stories from all around the world writing a short story for Batman. And like I said, Joker got a similar treatment as well. And so you can see there's one for United States, obviously, but then we had different creators from France, Spain, Italy, Germany. I can never say this country right. The Czech Republic.
Czech. It's just
Czech. That's right. Czech Republic. Thank you. Czech Republic, Russia, Turkey, Poland, Mexico, Brazil, South Korea, China, and Japan. All these stories, they each have their own take on Batman in this, and so this would be now their take on Superman.
That's awesome,
as
man.
the rumored description here. I guess maybe this is like a listing they have up somewhere. Where's this from? Oh no, it's an Amazon listing that they just have up that they haven't even announced yet. So here's 15 stories as according to the Amazon listing, actually. So with the USA representation written by Dan Jurgen, so that's cool.
I wonder if they have English. I was saying, I wonder if they have English translations for all of these other countries for us.
Yes, yeah, that's all translated for you to read. Yeah, yep.
That's awesome. Yeah, I might have to give that a read.
Yeah, I know they did a Batman one, and I haven't read that one yet. And then they did one for Joker as well, which is cool. I liked the because one of the things I got to, I think it was like a free Batman Day issue last year. Was it gave you like 1 or 2 of the Joker stories for free, and I really liked that actually. So it actually has me a bit more curious in reading these. So you can see there's the main cover for Batman the World. I know they did like a special free comic book day or free Batman Day book for it as well. So I've read like at least part of one of those stories before as well. So that's cool. But yeah, as far as Superman stuff goes,
Cover looks amazing.
right? Yeah. Wonder Woman with issue 19 is starting to reach its conclusion since its introduction in Wonder Woman 800. Climactic release of Wonder Woman 19. It gets into the conclusion of the Sovereign Diana's war with the Sovereigns, and so you might remember how we got the introduction of this dude at the top left there, that bald dude with his lasso of lies at the end of that first Wonder Woman issue that we reviewed. And it's cool to see now. I haven't read. I read it. I read up to the Wonder Woman stuff to catch up to the Absolute Power. I haven't read any of the All-In stuff with Wonder Woman yet. But it's cool to see, though, that it's still going and it's now about to reach a conclusion for that main story arc that they've been building on, which is cool. And so just something I wanted to highlight since we both reviewed that first issue of Wonder Woman here on the channel.
We did. I didn't get to keep up with it. It's another one I'd like to jump back in and maybe read the rest of it.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's coming to an end is pretty awesome. I'm ready to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you something good of being like 19 issues, which is a solid few arcs there, and you can skip at least 2 of them because of the Absolute Power stuff. Although you could still, I don't know. Depends how you feel about event tie-ins, about heroes doing their own thing, but also connected to the main stuff going on, So
I'd probably give it a read anyway.
I probably would as well. I think I read maybe the first one that tied in. I need to go back through and like read all the other tie-ins I missed while it's still kind of fresh in my head, because I started to keep up with it and then didn't. So, but yeah. All right. And then another bit of Wonder Woman news that just got, I guess, the comic creator, what is his name? Mark Russell. He was on, I think it was a podcast, and he revealed that, well, he did a Batman Dark Age book and a Superman Space Age book that's currently coming out, or just is about to finish coming out, or something like that. But he also revealed, though, that he's also going to do a Wonder Woman book. We don't know the name of this Wonder Woman book yet, but it's to kind of like finish off the Trinity, or this trilogy of all this other stuff here. With his different sort of books that he's done. I haven't read either of these books. I've seen them around. Of course, there's no pictures linked here of it, but maybe you've seen around these. I'll find them really quick. I don't know anything about these books. Oh wait! Dark Age is a book that just started coming out. Actually, I think. This looks. Hold on, I'm pulling up this image for everybody to see here.
Oh wow,
here we go.
That looks awesome.
So, if I remember right, this book just started coming out, and so, but yeah. Point is, he did a Superman one first. Now there's the Batman, and he's going to finish off with Wonder Woman, which will be cool.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. I love this Batman cover.
Yeah, it's an interesting art style, I think, which is interesting. So we'll see. We'll see. I can't provide much more information as I haven't read any of those, but I've heard good stuff about the Superman one, I think. So obviously good enough for him to make a Batman one, and now making a Wonder Woman one as well, which is cool. Next up is a one-shot DC Power, Rise of the Power Company. This just ties into the Milestone stuff. So any Milestone fans, you can see what's new there is it's probably also going to set up to build off of, new Milestone characters. I see that they're showcasing Shazam here, which is like their new Shazam that just recently took over. Yeah. I see they break down that as 3 different stories in this one shot.
So I've read some of the Milestone stuff, man. It's pretty
Yeah.
interesting. I like it quite a bit.
Cyborg and
So
Green Lantern in one of them. Wait, which Green Lantern? Oh, Joe. Joe. I don't remember her name. What her name is, but yeah, I know. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting. They don't really give much detail other than just the characters involved with each story. That's cool. We'll see.
yeah,
Yeah,
sounds
I've
dope.
never read much of them, but it's cool that DC's kept up with it, and you can tell it's part of the Black History Month celebration as well. That specifically why this is coming out. So, got a couple other bits of DC news though. We got Resurrection Man is back in a new limited series, Black Label limited series from Ram V writing, and I actually didn't know who this character was until I think last year when I was given a bit of Resurrection New 52 comics, and I just ended up reading through them. And yeah, it's interesting because Ramvi is a pretty good writer, I think. He's currently writing the New Gods comics right now. He also wrote a bit of detective comics, and so it's interesting to see him also taking on this unique hero of Resurrection Man. This artwork on the left here it's looks pretty cool. Oh wow, look at that. Very cool art associated with this, so I'm definitely intrigued by it. I think he's a good writer to go to as far as it goes for this Resurrection Man stuff, since he
I
does it.
love the coloring.
Yeah, right. The art of this did a great job. I'm probably gonna butcher this artist's name, but Anand RK. So Resurrection Man though, I'm not sure if there's a good way to describe like the overall premise of him is like if he dies, he'll just get resurrected. Like it's kind of in the name of Resurrection Man. I'm trying to remember like what else is specifically like special about him, but
I'm not very familiar with Resurrection Man, so
yeah,
you're
this one's called Quantum Karma. Available to pre-order now actually, and debuts April 2nd. Did you see how long this is? Because I'm pretty sure it's a limited series. Hold on, I'm trying to see if it says. But I might actually I don't know if I'll check this up right away, but it's definitely on my radar because it looks pretty cool. He has created Resurrection Man was created by Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning and Jackson Butch Geiss. A man who led thousands of lives, and with each death, he is resurrected with a new superpower based on his previous cause of death. After living and dying his latest life, Shelley awakes with a new purpose to go along with his latest power, saving the universe. This version of Resurrection Man must battle across time and space against a sadistic word. I think that's meant to say world, because it says word worth 2. Intermit camp captain who has inherited a twisted version of Shelley's abilities. As the lines of cosmic order begins to blur, Mitch Shelley will literally die to save the universe more than once. And so this is a story Ramvi's been wanting to tell since he started writing at DC, he said. And it's just been lingering with him, and he's been wanting to write it. I think this sounds like an incredible, unique idea of already taking this unique character. Let me see when he first appeared. But I think it's awesome to see him brought back in this format here, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just double checking when his first appearance was. Because it said he first appeared in 1997. So, compared to a lot of characters, he's not that old, you know?
Yeah. That's crazy, man. That is insane.
Yeah. So a unique premise though, and Ramvi writes really good weird stories. Like New Gods, he is killing it with New Gods right now. So highly recommend checking out New Gods. And you don't have to know New Gods at all. I haven't read any of the New Gods stuff, and you'll be fine just jumping into that.
For sure, for sure. I'll have to give this one a go as well. SF.
Yeah, I think this would be a great one to review whenever it comes out. Actually, we should
I would be more than happy to do so if you
absolutely
got
be a good one. We have one more bit of DC news, and that's about another series announcement about the Secret Six, and so we can see them all right there. See here, Dreamer, John Kent, Jay Nakamura discovered that Waller somehow vanished to thin air from her cell. Oh no. We can also see that they're teamed with Catman, Deadshot, and Black Alice here. So there we go. That's an interesting team up right there. But I you know what? I'm on board for this idea. Nothing I'll check out right away, but I like the idea though. And so we don't have too much about it other than they're just trying to find Waller and reclaim the secrets that's locked in her head, especially when she's somebody that knows probably too much stuff, you know? So we'll see what happens.
Catman looks awesome in this.
Yeah, I do like the Catman there. Yeah. Cool. All new Secret Six story. Excellent.
Hey, bud.
Oh shit. All right. What we will do then is
Messaging you,
put on
man,
the
to
wrong
give you a
one.
heads up.
Oh, sorry. I put on the wrong screen there. All right. So what we're actually going to do then is we'll just quickly go through the Marvel news as much then and see what happens.
For sure. If it does crash on me, I just want to say, man, I've enjoyed my time. Thanks for inviting me, bro. It was an absolute blast.
Let's
sorry, I didn't get to
cover
charge my phone.
a couple.
You know, I just podcasted right before this, so
Gotcha.
we used my phone to record.
All right, let's cover a couple main things here, just out of order. Then,
Let's do
first off, we have Predator versus Spider-Man coming out.
God. Looks insane.
New series coming out there from Benjamin Percy, so that's cool. It'll be interesting to see Predator hunting Spider-Man. You know, Predator 2 vibes there, I think.
Yeah.
We have a new era of Spider-Man coming out from Joe Kelly that we're talking about, which this one I find kind of weird because he's right now writing the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man, but I guess they like that arc so much that maybe it's meant to be a filler arc of what's going on right now in the larger Marvel universe to also tap him into like, you know what, we like your work so much, let's make you the next main Spider-Man writer. That's coming out in April 9th. So good point to hop on to Amazing Spider-Man right there. And Wolverine's having his 400th issue, which is Wolverine issue 8, but Legacy 400, and it's going to be a big special collection celebrating Wolverine with a bunch of different stories there. I'm trying to see if there's anything. Winnebago is pulled on Toast Trap, a big anniversary issue. Bonus story by Daniel Warren Johnson. So it looks to be it's just going to be expanded issue a little bit because it's still going to carry the main Wolverine storyline, but also it's going to have a special backstory in it as well, which will be cool. We also have here Imperial coming out in 2025, which is Jonathan Hickman's big new event or title. We don't know anything about this. Just a big new thing called Marvel Comics Imperial, which I'm looking forward to as I am a big fan of Cosmic Marvel stuff. So we'll see what happens there. As you know, we see what comes from it. Other stuff we got is One World Under Doom. which I've talked a bit about One World Under Doom here, but we haven't talked a lot about the tie-ins that's happening. And so here it just kind of goes through a bunch of them as you have the main One World Under Doom comics there. Oh, that's a preview. That's not what I want. I had a thing of. Okay, I don't have it there apparently, but there was a thing talking about all the different One World Under Doom stuff going on, and so a bunch of different tie-ins, including a brand new tie-in called the Superior Avengers.
Wow.
Which look at that. As Doctor Doom assembles his new version of the Avengers in his own sense for this event. He's doing a bunch of other stuff. Doom's doing like a new version of like Thunderbolts or something like that. I don't remember what it's called. Doom's also doing what is it? What is it? Oh, there's a new Red Hulk coming out. Storm's tying in and she's doing stuff with Doom. I don't know. There's a bunch of cool tie-ins with this going on. So we'll see what happens with that. Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. He also killed it again. We're getting into this trilogy called Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe one last time. One last time. We also get our lead up to the War of the Multiverse, as we're having Web of Spider-Verse New Blood and a Web of Venomverse Fresh Brains. It was teased earlier that they're going to be doing they're bringing a Spider-Verse versus Venomverse mini-series or summer event. So these are one-shots officially announced to tie into or lead up to this big event that we're getting. So we can just see different versions of all those characters coming together there, start to battle it out. So we'll see what happens there. We got here's a cool crossover I'm looking forward to. Godzilla vs. Fantastic Four.
That's crazy.
Right? Written by Ryan North. This is the first of 6 one-shots where we're going to see Marvel heroes battle against the King of Monsters across different eras. So we'll see what happens there of Godzilla vs. Fantastic Four, which is very cool. Definitely looking forward to that. And then 2 other main bits of news here. Kid Juggernaut one shot, which is, I think he was introduced in so this collects the Infinity comic that came out, is actually what that's from. And he debuted in the Avengers Academy Infinity comic, so it's actually a physical printing. And we also just got an announcement yesterday, I meant to throw it in as well, is that we're getting an official printing of the what is it, the Marvel Rivals Infinity comic that they did. All 6 issues of that is going to be reprinted to another one shot. So I don't know anything at all about Kid Juggernaut. Last thing, one shot that I have absolutely no interest in is Ironheart Bad Chemistry one shot. I don't know anything. I have never read anything with Ironheart, I think. So
I'm in the same boat. I have absolutely no knowledge of this person.
Yeah, all right. Well, good to know we're in the same boat.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know, but cover looks cool.
That was all the Marvel stuff very quickly. Well, I did have planned to watch the Daredevil trailer. Hi.
You're kidding me. My phone's on 1%, unfortunately.
All right.
Dude, you know how much I see Daredevil.
All right. Well, you know what? Before your phone dies, what Marvel stuff looked cool to you? What?
So you got me kind of inspired to check out the Spider-Verse. So I've not read any of the Spider-Verse stuff. I'm hyped for the new Spider-Verse versus Venomverse stuff that you just talked about, but like it makes me want to go back and start at the beginning for Spider-Verse. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely hyped to give that a go for sure. As well as this, what did you say is World Under Doom? What was it?
One World Under Doom. It's the big Marvel event that's coming out this summer. So
that sounds insane. And then outside of Marvel, I'm definitely looking forward to the Superman stuff coming this year or this summer.
I will be
So
talking
that's
about
gonna be
Superman here
crazy.
for sure. Can't wait for that. So, but
Yeah.
anyway, it was great having you on. It was awesome.
Thanks, man. Thanks for
Yeah,
thanks for bringing me on. I had an absolute blast as I
absolutely.
always do. Getting used to this new way of recording. For those of you guys who have seen me here before, or seen Comic Cons or anything like that. I'm used to be on PC. SF got me here on my phone right now. Looks beautiful on the TV
Yes,
behind me, SF. I gotta give you props there. You're slaying. But
thank
recording
you.
like this is a little new. I gotta get used to it. We gotta do this way more. But again, man, thanks for having me on always. I'll bring you to
Absolutely.
the con soon. Sorry for the inconvenience of the phone dying. Like I said, I
It's
literally
okay.
just got done recording a podcast
I'll be honest.
5 or 6 minutes
I'd
before I got
have
on
to
with you.
probably be out of here and within a half hour, anyways. So that's good.
Yeah,
So thank you for coming on, Castro. I
of
think I
course.
will do a quick reaction to the Daredevil trailers. I actually haven't seen it yet, so I'll
You
still
haven't
react
seen
to
it.
it. I haven't watched it, so
It's insane. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and exit if that's cool.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Thank you for having me on. I'm gonna finish up here by reacting to the Daredevil trailer.
Thank you for having
And
me
get out of
on.
here. And thank you for
Having
coming
me.
on and carving
Yes,
out
thank
time to talk
you.
here. So it was awesome.
Always, man. Let me know in Discord immediately what you think of the Daredevil trailer. I absolutely loved
Absolutely.
it. And play Marvel Rivals tonight. I had to call you out live tonight. Marvel Rivals. I'll talk to you later, bro. Thank you so much.
All right.
Peace.
Have a good one, Castro.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming in, Kat. I didn't know what time you were doing your show, but I hope your show went well. Thank you, Castro, for coming by. Great to see you here, Kat. And so, anyway, yeah, we just kind of quick fired through the rest of the news. Talk about. Let me pull up this Daredevil trailer. I'm not gonna play sound with it. Um, like I said, I haven't fully seen it yet, so we'll pull it up here and see what I think of it. What's up, Horsey? Saying he was on Borderlands. Well, you're catching it here at the tail end of the show. Actually, while you're here, I do have a couple things to announce as well, but stay tuned for what those are right after the trailer. I announced it at the beginning, but I'll share it again right after I go through the Daredevil trailers. It'll be a great way to end as well. So let's go through this Daredevil trailer. There's not going to be any sound or anything, but let's get into it. Um, Still remains brutal as it should be. Yes, Borderlands is great. Like how tense it is having the two enemies talk there. Fisk and Matt Murdock going on up in the world. I should say I haven't watched seasons 2 or 3 of Daredevil. They're on my list. Not entirely convinced. Oh yeah, they're having Mayor Fisk here. Oh, this is looking good. This is looking good. Oh, I like that shot of the mask falling down there. Violent nature. He's talking about there. I like this. Feels like it. Still feels like it's a Netflix show. But crazy to have the Disney logo down at the bottom right there, as it doesn't feel like a Disney show that it is. So it's great to see that it still feels like the darker um, Daredevil as the other 3 seasons were on Netflix. There's Muse that we saw for a moment there. Oh, good to see Punisher. That's nice. Nice Punisher. A little bit of the courtroom stuff. There's White Tiger. Oh, I love how brutal this is still looking. Another shot of Muse there. Oh, all those helmets are awesome. Oh, I like the little bits of fighting we're getting here. Oh my god. Brutal. Love it. Daredevil born again. Fantastic. I can tell you right offhand, I realized that Yeah, Daredevil's for the most part, I wouldn't say a bit of his early comic stuff was, but like once he found his footing of like he's a darker hero, he really is, and it doesn't shy away from it. So that's awesome though. It looks cool. Looking forward to Daredevil Born Again. Very much. Looks cool. Yeah, the trailer is pretty sweet. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It looks good. It looks quite good. Not gonna lie. I think it'll be good. I think we got something good to look forward to with it. So that'll you know what? Next thing got a Marvel. It looks pretty promising here. Can't lie. I'm happy to see that. But glad to see I need to actually go through and watch all of what is it? Seasons 2 and 3 of it. So I'm gonna be sure to do that, as that new show looks really good. I know that the Mayor Fisk storyline and Muse as a character is from the Charles Soule run of Daredevil. I'll actually be talking about some Daredevil stuff, but not on here. So stay tuned for that. You know what? You want to know where you can find it? Stay tuned. Go over. I don't know if he's fully announced it yet or not, but just say there's something Daredevil related in the works over on another channel that I'll be a part of to talk about some Daredevil stuff. But I might also do some Daredevil stuff here. We'll see. Now, if you weren't here at the beginning, thank you for coming by. Appreciate everybody that's come by to join me. Thank you all so much. I just want to share again for anybody that wasn't here. As I close out here, I want to share the special stuff that I announced at the beginning, and that is about some new Dingus Den stuff that I've been working on making, and finally really glad for all this stuff to get going. As a part of it is this first one here, and I should preface this as well of this might end up being the last Daily Dingus unless I change what Daily Dingus is to something else. The reason of that is because of why didn't it change to what I wanted it to change to? Hold on. It's not showing the thing I want anymore. Hold on, guys. I don't know why it's not. There we go. There we go. Now it is working. Is because of this. Starting next week is the Comic Den. It's gonna do my best to make this weekly. It's going to be a weekly comics show. Going to be joined by Steve from Rebel Rock Radio as we talk about. This is just going to be an intro episode as we just kind of talk about like our favorites of comics, why we love comics. It's going to be a good foundation as you get to know us and our comic interests, and to go forward into this show of where we're going to be doing a bunch of different breakdowns of different either issues, story arcs. It depends. We're going to be trying a bunch of different stuff here with this weekly podcast called The Comic Den. So I invite you next week on Sunday to join us in the Comic Den, where we're going to talk about just what we love about comics here. And personally, for me, up on this picture here, I have some of the stories that I personally love most, and then I also I know one of Steve's favorites is Age of Apocalypse, and so have a good bit of characters and stuff up there. So be sure to tune in next week for the Comic Den premiere 8 days from now, next Sunday. I'll be sure to get the live link up for that here sooner than later. The next thing is another series called Shell Talk, that I'll be doing with fellow Redshirt Chris, soon going to be fellow Shell Buddy or whatever. I don't know. I'm working on that. But Shell Talk is our TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles related podcast, where we're going to now be bi-weekly going through the different Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics. Maybe we'll even get into some other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. We'll see. But Shell Talk, it's going to be our show just delving into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Our shell mate. Thank you, Matthew. Chris is going to be my shell mate as we talk about all the different stuff from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics. As it's a very rich history that they have. There's so much stuff to go through with them, but we know where we want to begin with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the biggest, not only the biggest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle story to come out of recent years, but also what is probably the biggest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or my bad, the biggest comic to have come out in recent years. And that is, and it just happens to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic, is The Last Ronin right there. And so I know this is like one of the must-read comic stories. We're going to be delving into it, talking about Last Ronin. That's how we're going to begin our Shell Talk series, is talking about Last Ronin, which is such a huge story. It's a must-read for anybody that hasn't read it. So, yeah, absolutely wonderful. Can't wait to delve into Last Ronin, all the other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stories there is as well, as there is a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stories, as this is one of the few that I've read. I haven't read a lot. So we're going to figure out where to go from there after reading Last Ronin and get into reading a bunch of other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So we'll figure it out. So be sure to stay tuned for that. That's coming out soon as well, probably within the next 2 weeks. So with that being said, I know that's a lot. Thank you all so much for joining the Daily Dingus here, as was talking about a bunch of comic news. Thank you, Castro, for joining. Haven't been able to podcast with him for a while, so thank you so much, Castro, for joining. And until then, Monday released Alien Paradiso issue 1 with Salacious Rum. If you haven't watched that, be sure to give it a watch, as that is about new Alien comics, or the newest Alien comic. Well, actually, issue 2 just came out, but go check it out though. We broke down the issue, what the story's about, and you can go read the or go get our breakdown of the whole story and how we think it connects to other Alien stuff, as we're both big Alien fans, especially Rum. Rum is a big Alien guy, and so he's the guy to talk to about Alien, which is awesome. And even though there's that live stuff coming out too, be on the lookout for, as I'm working on the next comic club, which is actually going to be part of a comic club mini series of sorts that I'll be slowly releasing over Kingdom Come, which is one of my absolute favorite comic stories. I'll definitely be talking about it a little bit next week, but yeah, I'm gonna be breaking that down, which is gonna be awesome. So thank you all so much for coming by. Be sure to check out Red Shirts Remastered, that Gan and I are also part of. So, and yeah, thank you all so much, everybody, for coming by. You all made it a good one. And until next time, see you all later. Bye.